What's going on, everybody? It's Eli here from TreeFall Studios, and welcome to part 2 of the post-devlog series for Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix. Today, this video, we're going to be going over the changes and level redesigns for World 3. In the last devlog, if you missed it, I talked about the changes to the title screen and World 1, and basically how Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix functions in comparison to the original game. In this devlog, we're going to be taking a look at the major redesigns for World 3, and in the next devlog we're going to be taking a look at some of the new levels that were created for this game. Alright, so here we are in World 3 on the menu. You can see from the thumbnail, not a whole lot changed for stage 41. Only one tower got added, so we're going to kind of skip that. But I'm going to dive right into stage 42 because this actually has quite a bit of change. So if you remember, I will throw it on the screen so you can tell. The original stage was just this like kind of half, almost full square. We'll say this line we're on here, this line, and then the other line, that was the original stage. I'll go ahead and reset this here so I can get my moves back. And as you can see, so this is basically what's happened in World 3. Like this stage has been redesigned. Like none of those fall down platforms were there. There's all new verticality to it. The whirlwind is new, all the item placements is new, and everything like that. Also, you can see when I throw the old level up on the screen that this level is very subtle, but the lighting and everything has been changed for this as well. You can tell the fog is a little bit of a different color. I think that this looks a little bit better. And also the snow particles were edited. They blur into the background much better. And if you kind of look like in the corners of the screens where the dark blues fade into the white, you can see that the particles just kind of blur so subtly into the background as it's snowing. So it gives you just a whole, like the feeling is just so much more complete than the original game. But as you can see, there's tons of options here. You can slide off this, and you can't get that actually. You have to slide off that one. So you got to go around here. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, so you can jump down here and then go this way. You can slide off at the midsection, and then you can slide off early. So like right here, you can come down here and you can do this and come this way, or you can go over here and slide off this way. So basically my thought process in redesigning this level was to give you a bunch of options. There is one optimal path on how you can cut off and do this bottom half and do the top half the fastest way possible. So that's a look at that level. Huge new geometry change. The level is basically completely different. I like it a lot. Let's jump down in. There's some spoilers at those other levels. I'll show you all of the major changes, or some of them. Here's a good one. The previous level I'll show you too. But this one, if you look at the old level, everything was flat. So this level has some raised up geometry. Things have changed, so now there's a 2-tier. You can slide over here, you can slide this way, you can slide down, and as you can see, you know, that was one of my favorite things I figured out in the code in the original game, is when you're sliding on ice, you can fall off of a ledge, land on a new ledge, and stop, or hit more ice and keep sliding. One of the most difficult code things to figure out, when we finally got that working, that was super awesome. So you can see this level is completely different. Not completely, you can tell it's the original level, but the way you solve it is now completely different. Let's zoom in. I think level 44 actually has a pretty big change too. It's not as big, but this one is pretty cool, so it's completely new. I'll throw up the old level just so you know. This middle section was not there. This that you can fall off into, that was just empty in the original. So now there's a new section to explore there. And as you can see, this stuff was here, like this main drawdown path, but not this stuff. So all of this is new. These whirlwinds are new over here. Lots of different places for you to go here. The puzzle is much more complicated. So this gives you an idea to show you how the levels were redesigned in World 3. They're basically the same structure originally from Tilting Tiles, and then they've been added to, changed to make them much more difficult. It's pretty cool because I really took the time in World 3 because the original World 3 was really focused on the ice puzzles, and I kind of, I kept that obviously for this game, but to make it more difficult, I added a little bit of extra verticality to the levels that were already in the original game. That level has some new geometry. This level has a slight new geometry up in the front, but not a ton. I would say this one is one of the bigger ones. I'll show you this before jumping out here. So this level was pretty big. It was one of the bigger levels in the original game, but as you can see, so this you could come up here, but this wall here is new, so you have to do a certain route. You have to take this back and forth in this version. All of this stuff right here, like this whole path over here, is new. This was not in the original. Like this stuff over here, this was not in the original. This part over here was, but this stuff right here is all new for the new puzzle. This was raised up to change the puzzle a little bit. So you can see, like, when you zoom in and you look at the old level, there was quite a bit of puzzle solving that I had to do in order to create a new and crafty puzzle. Because, basically some of the ways this could be too easy, because I was going for difficult. If you could just cheat and you could save one of your moves here and just diagonal. Well, first off, you can't diagonal over anyways, because that's on ice. But, I had to put that up for the flat. I think there's a regular space tile beneath it, and then like right here you could basically diagonal onto that ice and it would mess up the game as well, so I had to raise that up to fix that puzzle problem. So basically I came up with a new level design, and then that new level design implemented new gameplay problems, and then I would then have to change the level design to fix those problems to make sure that the levels could be completed and you couldn't get somewhere that could glitch your character and get you stuck. So that was a lot of the level design process for this game, in particular redesigning the puzzles, starting not from complete scratch because I had the levels to go off of, but basically trying to redesign a new puzzle would create new problems, and that's just the life of a game designer. This one is pretty cool. I didn't really do much of the geometry, but I love this level. It's one of the tougher ones because you have to figure out the best way down, and when you hit ice you slide and you keep going. So that one's pretty cool. This level has a ton of new geometry. This one has new. I'll show you one more to give you the gist. That level was completely redesigned. That level, I already said, it has just a tad. Let's go with, this one has all new places to fall, as you can see. This one has new teleport placement, actually. It didn't originally have that. Yeah. This one's probably the coolest. I'll just show you another giant level. So we'll jump right in here, and as you can see, this level retains most of its original shape. However, you can see there are new platforms on the sides, on the right side and on the left side. There is actually a new bridge that you can come out this way. See, it's more complicated than it looks, because if you come this way, we're like, oh, wait a minute. This is the original path, and then you would just keep sliding and you just totally miss the bridge. So you actually have to go this way and then slide across, and now that's how you get over here, versus originally this bridge was in a different place. So the level designs are completely changed. It totally redesigns the route. So the way, if you've played the original, you can't just go, I made sure that the designs weren't like following basically the same route, so you would just be like, oh, I know where to go, if you've already played the original. So that way this game is a completely new and redesigned game. Therefore, if you've played the original, this game is for you, because you're going to have a whole new experience, and it's going to be a whole lot tougher and still just as much fun. I actually think this one might be more fun than the original, to me personally, because I like the difficult puzzles. I like the challenge that tilting tiles gives my brain as I'm trying to figure out the fastest route across a level, and then when I go and then try everything that I thought of, get stuck and realize there's something outside the box that I'm not seeing, and I've got to redo a path. That is the coolest experience that I think players can experience, and that's what I'm trying to achieve when I'm designing these levels. So I hope you enjoyed this look at Tilting Tiles Ultimate Tilt Remix. I tried to get this one in a little bit faster. It's still, this recording time's around 10 minutes. That's why I like to keep these devlogs at for now, since this game is already out and you guys can download it and play it yourself. If you haven't picked up the game, you can go get it on PlayStation. It's on the PlayStation Store. Right now you can play it on PS4 or PS5 and it only costs $4.99. It has 5+ hours of gameplay included in here, and you're gonna have a blast. So if you pick up the game, be sure to let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you like some of those level designs for World 3? Do they look more complicated to you? Do they look cool? What do you think about the comparisons to the original game? Do you think the lighting and all that looks better in the new World 3 than the old World 3? Let me know what you think below. Before we end this video, I got to give a shout out to everybody who supports TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. Got to give a personal shout out to Carmen Red, Overhyped Gamer, and Shark and Minnow. Thank you guys for what you do for TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. If anyone is interested in checking out the Patreon page, the links will be in the description below. Alright guys, I will catch you in a new Tilting Tiles devlog coming in a few days. I hope you guys are enjoying the game and are getting ready for the holidays, and I will catch you soon.